on to Warren Buffett's stock holdings. What can we learn? Obviously, there's a certain pattern there. A lot of companies have a certain characteristics in common. There seems to be, obviously Warren Buffett doesn't have a set checklist of rules, but there seems to be certain criterias which have to meet his expectations in order for him to make a move into a company. His top 5 stock holdings include Apple, the biggest, most valuable company in the world. They're up 21% year to date as the tech, the mega cap tech stocks that were bruised and battered last year, they come back in favor. Apple is one of his latest investments, only added to his portfolio in 2016. However, since then, his position has ballooned until it reached the point that it became his top holding in his portfolio. Not a bad name to be invested in, obviously. Number 2, Bank of America. There was a time where the banks made up almost the majority of Buffett's top 10 holdings. He was in Wells Fargo, he was in US Bank Corp, he was in Citi, or he's still in Citi. However, it's still much down on the list. However, the one name in which he continued to invest in and accumulate shares is Bank of America, one of the largest lenders in the US with a market cap of over $200 million. Obviously, BAC is a bit in the headlines in March over the past few weeks, as more and more investors start to pay attention to unrealized losses on the balance sheets of U.S. banks. We did see, of course, a sell-off in the sector earlier this month with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and then Signature Bank, the whole Credit Suisse debacle. So Bank of America is his second largest holding. Despite the volatility and turmoil in that name, Buffett is still on track to end the first quarter in positive territory, also due to the fact that Chevron, the second largest U.S. oil producer, is the third largest holding in his portfolio. He added Chevron for the first time in 2020, so that is a very recent buy. However, his faith in the company and kind of show of confidence in the growth experienced by Chevron due to soaring oil and gas prices and an improving fundamental outlook. The company has made a significant rebound from the 2020 low. Tying into that, when the pandemic kicked off and oil prices fell into negative territory, we saw a sell-off in Chevron and Exxon. All the battered oil companies, nobody wanted to touch them. But again, looking at Buffett, looking at his investment decisions, when to invest and what names to invest, Chevron, to me, gold, A+ standard in the oil and gas sector, and for Buffett to recognize that, even with the dire sentiment that was going on around the space at the time, he was piling into the name when everybody was rushing towards the exits. So Chevron, pretty much the epitome of a Warren Buffett stock. If we go back to the slide of his top 5 rules, Chevron checks off every criteria amongst those 5 rules. So again, Chevron and Apple are up big so far this quarter. Coca-Cola, another name from the consumer sector in the cyclicals. In times of recessions, in times of economic slowdowns, people still go, they buy their Coke, they buy their Diet Pepsi, the Diet Coke, whatever. You're not going to stop drinking your soda, your Coke, even in a recession. So obviously, we've seen a appreciation in Coca-Cola's stock price. Warren Buffett has held on to this name since 1988. So just to give you the context of his long-term holding, This is perhaps one of the most veteran names on his list. Coca-Cola, immense growth over the years, both in the dividend and in its business. So Warren Buffett has been there to enjoy the ride for the last 30-something years. American Express, number 5 amongst the Buffett stock holdings. Another one of his earliest investments, purchased in the 1960s. Just to give you an idea of his buy and hold approach. Coca-Cola and American Express underline that view perhaps the best. Now, obviously, there's a lot of data out there. Instead of reading the 13 Fs, Investing Pro Plus provides a complete overview of Buffett's $300 billion stock portfolio, all in a very nice and easy to read setup. It provides not only his holding summary and the quarter to date, year to date performance, it also provides an included breakdown, a very detailed breakdown of rankings, both in terms of largest holdings, biggest buys, biggest sells, largest market cap, highest dividend yields, fastest growing. There's so many different options for you to go and play around with Investing Pro Plus. Not only that, it also provides a fair value upside target. So basically, you don't have to do all the hard work, all the research. Investing Pro Plus does that for you by producing fair value due to the financial health of the company. So I'll get into that more later on. Just a breakdown of Investing Pro Plus and how you can use that to your advantage by basically following Buffett's every move, updated on a quarterly basis and sometimes even on a daily basis, like we got with yesterday with Oxy Petroleum. There was a surprise announcement there as Buffett continues to accumulate names in the oil and gas sector. Free gift just for you as a token of appreciation. Proud to offer you guys a one-time coupon with a huge discount code on Investing Pro Plus. There's a free 7-day trial. You can cancel anytime within the trial period. See you next time, and thank you all for joining.